Assalamualaikum. Welcome to our class with the subject the teaching profession. So, in this session, we're going to discuss about the demands of society from the teacher as a professional. So, it has been discussed that a professional teacher should be a licensed teacher, no? And aside from graduating from any course and from from earning and learning more about the professional education subjects, then you'll be able to take the let. No? So by passing the let, you may be able to obtain, no? You will obtain a license, which you are obliged to renew every 3 years on condition that you can show proof of continuing professional development. So that defines the teacher as professional. Okay, so what exactly are the demands of society from the teacher? So that's the question that we're going to answer it by the end of this discussion. So before that, let's discuss this first. No, based on the book, it says that from his or her, meaning the teacher, very title teacher, to teach well is what society primarily demands of teachers. Meaning to say, ang demand sa atin ng society is ang pagtuturo. No? We should teach effectively to our learners. In that way, we fulfill, no, or we satisfy the demands of the society. So the learning of the learner is the teacher's main concern. Okay, the next one is, accordingly, the effective teacher makes the good and not so good learner learn. And on the other hand, the ineffective teacher adversely affects the learning of both the good and not so good student. Okay, so there are different models of effective teaching according to different authors, and we need to learn more about this because this will be our basis, for evaluation of teaching. So the first model of effective teaching is by Robert Marzanos. Now, this is the causal teacher evaluation model, followed by Charlotte Danielson, her framework for teaching. Next is James Strong, the teacher effectiveness performance evaluation system, and the last one, the Macrel model, which means mid-continent research for education and learning. So let's delve deeper on the first one, which is the Robert Marzanos. No, in this model, it has 4 elements. Now, the first one is 4 elements or 4 domains. The first one is the classroom strategies and behaviors. In this element, it involves routine events such as communicating learning goals and feedback and establishing rules and procedures. So it's very important that the teacher at the very beginning of the class or of the school year, she or he was able to establish rules and procedures para hindi magkakagulo yung isang classroom. Okay, in this element also, it involves addressing content by helping students interact with new knowledge, practice and deepen new knowledge. And it is also a way to help students generate and test hypotheses if there are. And then it involves events, no, enacted on the spot, such as engaging students, recognizing adherence to rules and procedures, establishing and maintaining effective relationships with students, and communicating expectations for all students. So these are actually fall under the classroom strategies and behaviors. So you as a teacher will serve as facilitator of these students. Now you are going to lead them to practice the routine that you have created together. So there should be a consensus of those routines so that they will also know what to do. They will also share also their sentiments about the rules that you have given or presented to them. The next one is planning and preparing. This domain actually is the preparation of your lessons. You may use technology. If in the event that your classroom has special education, special students, then you may apply special education, no, for in order to fulfill the needs of your students. And then the next one is it also involves, no, in this second domain, the needs of students who lack support for schooling. So you should also prepare for that. Not all students are privileged to have education, no, so that's one of the things that you need to consider as teachers, as teacher. Then the next one, or the third one, is the reflection on teaching. This involves the evaluation personal performance, such as identifying areas of pedagogical strengths and weaknesses. Meaning to say, once you have taught your students, at the end of your at the end of your lecture or discussion, you should have reflect on the methodologies that you have used. Are these methodologies effective or not? If it is, then continue using that methodology or pedagogy. However, if it's not that effective, then you need to adjust your pedagogy or your strategies in teaching. So that's it, no? You need to reflect. Hindi lang yung mga bata yung dapat nagre-reflect on their learning, but also you as a teacher, you should also reflect on how you teach your students. And in this domain also, you develop, implement, and monitor a professional growth plan in order for you to grow also as a teacher. So there's a lot of thing to do. It will not end at the very your teaching journey will not just end in one session only, but you need to adjust your teaching strategies if there's a need. Okay, and the last domain is the collegiality and professionalism. So it's very important that we remain professional with our colleagues, students, and parents. No, meaning to say, when you are professional, it means that you promote positive interactions with them. Lalo na sa mga parents if you are in elementary, no, almost every day you meet a lot of parents having questions, issues, so you need to address them positively. And then you need to seek mentorship for areas of need or interest. I know we are not perfect, but still there are people that we can ask for, and we can seek also mentorship, just in the case of our you can seek mentorship to your colleagues maybe, or directly to your principal, no, or your dean, or your school administrator. And then under this number 4 also is adhering to school rules and procedures. So it's not just the students who will adhere to the school's rules, but also the teachers. And it is also included in number 4, no, the participation of the teachers in the school initiative. So if there are seminars or workshops that that the school has organized or let you attend to, then you need to participate on those initiatives. It's for your own good naman then, as it will let you grow professionally, no? So that's Robert Marzano's causal teacher evaluation model. Okay, so the next one is the Charlotte Danielson framework for teaching. Same also, she has set 4 elements on this. Actually, they are overlapping. They look similar with Robert Marzano's causal teacher evaluation model, no? Present pa rin dyan si planning and preparation, which are very important when you teach. And then the classroom environment, the instruction, and professional responsibility. So they look like the same, no? In Danielson's framework, according to her, it involves reflecting on teaching, same as with Marzano's. And it involves maintaining accurate records, communicating with families, participating in the professional community, growing professionally, and showing professionalism. So they look really similar with the first one. And the third one is the James Strong Teacher Effectiveness Performance Evaluation System, or TEPES. Okay. In this um, model, it involves professional knowledge. It also involves instructional planning, no? Instructional delivery, assessment of or for learning, and then the learning environment, professionalism, and student progress. Um, sa case naman ni James Strong, it's gispecify niya, tulad ng kay Marzano and kay Danielson, mas na-specify yung kay James Strong, no? Aside, ginawa ang 4, ginawa niyang 7. So, it's more specific sa kanya kasi may involvement, nandyan na yung professional knowledge, then instructional planning, iba rin yung delivery. Okay? And then, ay inad niya dito yung assessment of and for learning. Then at the end, nandyan yung student practice. Meaning to say, the work of the teacher results in acceptable, measurable, and appropriate student academic progress. So, ang concern ni teacher, hindi lang ang sarili nila on how they will deliver their lessons, but also the progress of his or her students. And then the last one, we have the Mackerel model, or the Mid-Continent Research for Education and Learning. So in here, teachers demonstrate leadership. That's true, no? Because hindi ka lang magti-teach, but also you need to lead your students. Second one is teachers establish a respectful environment for a diverse population of students. And hindi naman maipagkakaila na very diverse din naman talaga yung students na meron tayo. Hindi by race, hindi tayo diverse, but by perspective, maybe the students, ang daming needs ng mga bata, iba-iba sila ng learning style, and you need to establish a respectful environment for that, no? The third one is teachers know the content they teach. That's very important, no? It's very important that you know what you are teaching, because you cannot give what you do not have, no? Hindi mo maibibigay yung wala ka, no? Example, the subject is math, and if you don't know math, if you do not know how to solve, then you really cannot teach math, no? That's it. That's the basic principle of number 3. And then we have the number 4. Teachers facilitate learning for their students. Again, paulit-ulit yung sinasabi, in the 21st century learners, hindi na si teacher yung source of knowledge, but also the students, because teacher will act as facilitator, hindi lang teacher. Okay. The number 5, the last one, is teachers reflect on their practices. So there's yung reflection kasi is somehow a self-assessment, no, of what you have done after the lecture. So hindi lang yung mga kakayahan ng mga bata yung ina-assess natin, but also yung kakayahan nating magturo, and that's very important, no, and that is stipulated in the Mackerel model. So if you're going to compare and contrast the 4 models, they speak the same, no? It involves planning and preparation, instruction, the classroom environment, and professional responsibilities. Lahat yun pare-parehas lang din, no? Under the instruction, yung kay strong, diba? Tatlo yung kay strong. So, under the instruction there is yung professional knowledge, that's instruction, no? Instructional delivery, and instructional planning and delivery. So, eto is instruction na yan siya na under, no? Compare sa ibang which is ang ginamit nila is instruction lang. Ang kay James Strong, hinati pa niya yan sa tatlo. Okay? So that's it. So since the main task of the professional teacher is to teach, no? Society demands from him or her the teaching competence. So kanina na-mention natin na ang demand ng society sa atin is magturo, is to teach effectively. Not just that, no, to teach effectively and to teach with competence. Take note of that. So, dalawa yung demand sa atin, to teach effectively, nandyan yung mga model that will help us, and then to teach with competence. And it is stipulated in the PPST or the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers, yung mga standards na yun, so yung mga standards na dapat ma-perform ng isang teacher. So the PPST is actually the revised National Competency-Based Teacher Standards, or yan yung NCBTS noon, no? With PPST, it give the teacher professional competencies in 7 domains, 37 strands, and 148 performance indicators for 4 career stages. So let's discuss the domains lang, no? Kasi kung hindi natin kayang i-discuss yung 37 strands and 148 performance indicators na yan, I'm just going to send you the copy of this PPST for your reference, no? But for this lesson, we're going to discuss the 7 domains. Okay, so I'm going to cut this video for the next lesson.